My name is Emily Burkle. Just wanted to introduce myself. I live in Cuyahoga Falls and am currently a teacher. Um, so I'm first going to tell you guys like my story of my background of what I've kind of been through, then explain what Crochanio is and what my mission and vision is for all this. So, and I just want to let you guys know, well, you, Kristen, and whoever is going to watch this later on, I'm not here to sell anything. I'm not here to get you guys to join anything. Like, if this doesn't seem for you, then you totally don't have to do it or anything like that. This is not what this is about. This is just giving back to something that's really dear to my heart. So first of all, my story. So when I was born, I was born with a brain tumor, but my mom, it's something that you don't know until you start seeing symptoms. And for me, symptoms started showing up when I was about 1.5 years old. For some people who have these kind of brain tumors, um, it can not show up until really later because it's maybe slow growing. It just kind of matters for all kinds of people. But after about 5 months of having symptoms with my eyes hurting and I'd be rubbing my eye, and again, I was only 1.5 years old, and I would get spells of like once a month with like really bad like vomiting and puking spells that just didn't seem right for a toddler. My mom kept on taking me to a pediatrician, and they kept on saying, "Oh, it's just an ear infection. Here's medicine. She'll be fine." Well, in May, a month before my second birthday, uh, I was really irritated with my eyes and everything, and my mom had me at the grocery store, and I was complaining. Um, and when she got me home, she was going to give me Tylenol and set me up on the countertop, and she explains it as vomiting buckets of vomit. Like it sounded like buckets of water falling onto the ground. And my mom's like, this is not right. And her mother tuition knew from all these months of me complaining about my eyes and all these things that were going on that something has to be done. So she took me to the ER and kind of played Mad Mama role and said, I want a CT on this little girl. Because she knew something, she knew these weren't ear infections. She knew it wasn't cold. She knew it was something more. By the grace of God, that day, uh, they gave me the ER doctor that day was listening and listened to my mom and got a CT. And the second that CAT scan was done, they saw a tumor. Now the kind of tumor that I had is called, a big long word here, is called a craniopharyngioma. And this tumor, luckily, is benign, so it's not cancerous, but it's in a very dangerous spot of the brain, and meaning it's in the dead center of the brain. So, for most of the patients who have this kind of tumor, it has to most of the time it's laying too close or on the pituitary gland where they have to take out the pituitary gland. And if you know your anatomy at all of the brain, the pituitary gland is a part of your body that controls a lot of things in your bodies, not just hormones. So in boys, it's the male hormone, and the girls, it's the girl hormone of puberty and things like that. So it's not only that, but it's also controlling your energy with your hydrocortisone. It controls your thyroid, your kidneys with controlling your input and output of when you have to use the bathroom. And it also controls your growth. So When they removed my pituitary gland with that tumor, uh, I had to be put on all these medications basically just to live. And it's very, very expensive, not only the surgery, but the medication that you live on. And then as I grew, unfortunately, the tumor came back 2 times. Once I was 8 years old and once I was 11. The tumor, when I was 11, that grew back. Like I said, it's dead center of the brain. So this one came back on my optic nerve and too close to my carotid artery, so the doctor could not get it all. He got most of the tumor, and then what was left, that falling fall, I went through radiation at the age of 11, um, while I was going to school in 5th grade. But since then, knocking on wood and saying hallelujah, my brain tumor has not come back. I am a successful teacher. I'm going to be getting married in the fall. And life, besides taking a bunch of medicine, which can be a pain in the butt, I live life just like every other human. So, which brings me to my business, or I wouldn't call it business, but it's my gosh, I'm blanking for the word. It's my
Your
Nathan, if you can.
cause.
Yeah, my cause, but it's also in business world, it's called something else. I can't think of the name. Nathan, if you're by your computer, help me out. Okay, anyways, but my cause. So Crochanio is 2 words of crochet and cranio, which is the tumor or the brain. When you hear cranio, it's the brain put together. And my cause is wanting to make, because each time I was in those hospitals, even though I can't remember the first brain surgery, the second and the third tumor, I always got a blanket. And to this day, I still have those blankets and I loved them dearly and I slept with them. And so my cause for Crochanio is I want to start making blankets to give back to children, and I'm going to start small at Akron Children's Hospital because that's basically where I grew up. All my doctors were there. I was constantly there with doctors' visits and everything. So, anyways, give blankets to Children's Hospital to children after they've gone through brain surgery. And I'm not just limiting it to kids who have the same tumor as I do. I'm meaning all kids who have to go through brain surgery. Because if you think about it, when you have brain surgery, whether it's malignant, cancerous, or not, I mean, the brain is first of all, it's one of those organs that if you don't have it, it can mean life or death sometimes. And so going through brain surgery, especially as a kid, can really make you feel scared. Um, you're unsure of what's going to happen and those kinds of things. So, um, my vision is to make beautiful blankets for these kids and giving them a warm, comforting blanket after they've just gone through surgery, to comfort them, just like I got. So I did call Akron Children's, because I kind of looked on their donation area about what you can donate and whatnot, and I did see that they were no longer taking uh, knitted or crochet caps or booties for preemies, and I'm like, oh no, so that's probably going to mean that they're not taking crochet um, or knitted blankets either. It might be a yarn thing. I know since COVID with germs and everything, people have been so iffy about that, and I understand. But I did call and they say yes, they are taking them. So for a baby blanket, And I'm going to create anyone who is interested in joining. I'm going to create a Crochanio Army um, Facebook group, and I will explain all of this in the Facebook group and the specifications of it. So for baby blanket, it does say that it needs to be a 30 by 36. And then for a kid's blanket, a 48, so 4 by 4, 48-inch by 44, 48-inch. So basically, I am asking if anyone wants to donate their yarn, or I have a humongous stash of yarn that I can give people yarn to be making blankets. And if we even get bigger into this, because I'm wanting to make this really big, hopefully in my future, seeing how big it will get. We might even get donations for yarn or donations for money to buy yarn. But if you can't supply your own yarn, I can give you the yarn. So, Kristen, I know you're the only one here with me. Do you have any questions?
No, I don't have any questions. I am interested.
You are interested? Okay.
Yes.
So, like I said, I was gonna create a Facebook group, and inviting people after I send the recording out tonight and letting people watch the recording and whatnot. Either tomorrow or Saturday, creating a Crochanio Army and invite people that have said they're interested in the group, um, to invite them to that page. And then what I was also thinking is either weekly or bi-weekly, um, hosting like an hour or 2 hour gathering in different locations, because I did send this out on Talmadge, Taco Town, uh, Page, Kent, Stowe, and Cuyahoga Falls. Um, so I'm thinking of either weekly or bi-weekly having different times to meet people's schedules of hosting meetings where we can get together and crochet and look through yarn if needing a yarn to start a blanket. Um, so I will get all of that rolling very soon. Any other questions, Kristen?
No, I don't think so. Just looking forward to the page that you set up and hearing more specifications and to meet up and get started.
Okay. And for whoever is watching this video later, if you have any questions for me, you can absolutely feel free to Facebook message me. And then I'm sure once I create that page, there will be a way to message me from that page also. So maybe we'll just get started once everyone watches it, and maybe we'll kind of have like a first meeting. Or Kristen, if you have yarn, or you can contact me if you already want to get started. I am thinking though for blankets that, and again, once we get like really rolling with this, I gotta make sure that whoever's helping me with this crochet army, um, or this Crochanio Army, that we make sure that we have enough like blankets for both boys and girls. So having like different color themes and things like that. Um, but Kristen, if you want to get started, or you can message me if you need yarn or anything like that. Something I didn't tell, so I do crochet. Here, I can even show you. I am stress making this right now because I didn't realize how difficult the pattern was. But I am making my, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's going to be a dress for my niece. She's turning 1 and her birthday is on Saturday. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this dress done in time, but it's like a little summer dress and I found the pattern. But really quickly, my crochet story was actually after my third brain surgery. I really got a girl in my classroom brought in yarn and started teaching us how to finger knit. And ever since then, I was like obsessed with yarn. And my mom saw that I took up this interest in yarn, and she knew how to crochet. And so she taught me how to crochet. But the kind of weird, I mean, not super weird, but the interesting is that I'm left-handed and my mom is right-handed. So when I was learning from her, it took me almost a year to figure out how to get to a single crochet. All I did was make chains. That's all I knew how to do. But I persevered and made chains and or started with a single crochet, and that was the only stitch I knew how to do for about 5 years until my sister's boyfriend's mom was a crocheter. She taught me how to read a pattern, and then YouTube started becoming more popular, and I learned different things on YouTube and how to make things like round things when I those first 5 years when all I knew how to do was single crochet is I only knew how to do a single crochet to make scarves and blankets. So that's all I made for 5 years of scarves and blankets, and they were pretty boring. um, but I never gave up, and it's just been something, a hobby of mine that I've had ever since sixth grade, basically. And boy, do I have a yarn stash. So I need to dwindle that yarn stash. So, like I said, if anyone is interested, but they don't want to use their yarn, I will most definitely be happy to do the yarn. So basically that's my yarn story of how I started crocheting. So basically that's it. I'm gonna end it here. Like I said, if anyone has any questions, please reach out to me on Facebook. And I will be inviting people to the page, and I will be sending out this video this evening. All right. Thanks for thanks for listening, Kristen, but hopefully other people will be watching it, and I hope you guys all have a good night.
Thanks, Emily. Have a good night.
You too. Thanks. Bye.